Up next on Lion TV, we have a story about a student's special interest with Thatcher Swain, another story about an inclusion club with Lily Lindsay, a line of the week with a standout basketball player,
and me, Jackson Har, here to give you some updates on the boys and girls basketball teams. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Good morning, Cersei High. I'm Jordan Bowman.
And I'm Linus Bowman. Happy Friday, everyone. Let's get right into those announcements.
Students, when you need something printed in the library, please email your work to shslibrary@cerseischools.org, and the library will be happy to print it out for you. Please be aware that our printer only offers black and white printing at this time, and please limit your work to no more than 10 pages. Anything over the 10th page is a 10 cent per page. No more waiting for the library desktops to boot up and keep you out of class.
Cersei High School Choral Department and Southwest Middle School Choir presents a celebration of Christmas classics on Monday, December 11th at 6 p.m. and the Cersei High School Performing Arts Center. Seating begins at 5:30 p.m.
The Arkansas Department of English and World Languages encourages high school seniors to enter Arkansas Tech's 2024 Creative Writing Scholarship Contest. 6 scholarships worth as much as $1,500 will be awarded to the top submission chosen by a selection of creative writing professors. The scholarships may be used for any degree program at ATU, including the only Bachelor's of Fine Arts Creative Writing in Arkansas. The winning entry will be published in the spring of 2024 issue Nebo, Arkansas Tech's literary magazine. To enter, send a poem/selection of poems or short stories to engl@atu.edu. Entries must be received by December 15th, 2023.
Project Unify is all about the friendly relationships between varsity athletes and special education athletes.
Lily Lindsay brings us the story of how Cersei High implements this program.
Project Unified has been making a huge difference in the students' lives here at SHS. It is implemented in several ways around campus, and it works diligently to bring unity between all students. Mrs. Sandy Webb and Vivi Tomlinson give us an inside look on all the good the club has to offer.
Project Unified is under Arkansas Special Olympics, where we provide the opportunity to our special needs students to participate in team sports.
So Unified Sports means a lot to me. I was voted the sweetheart for homecoming, and that really meant a lot to me. And then I have a special needs brother. He has autism, so it really means a lot to me that I can participate in events with kids in Miss English's class at our school.
Project Unified is known for all the good it brings, but there's a lot more that goes on.
Unified does a lot of different sports, but I've only participated in bowling, but I think there's basketball, volleyball, and then in the spring we'll help with the regional Special Olympics that was at the stadium last year.
My favorite part of this club is when we go participate in these sports and you see students, both with and without special needs, high-fiving each other, and they just all play together as a team, and everybody feels included. Students that don't always get the opportunity to feel included. It's very special.
Not only is the club creating a sense of inclusion, it's also creating real-life friendships.
I really believe that there are some true friendships that are formed between athletes and partners.
All of my friends who are in the club, we always have a lot of fun when we get to participate in these events, and we really like forming relationships with the athletes in Miss English's class.
Definitely the feeling of inclusion and that we're all in this together. It lets our student body not be separated by special needs categories, but to come onto the playing court and play as a true team.
Lots goes on here at Cersei High, and it's important to have one another during this time.
I've been seeing a couple of instances where after they've graduated, we've had students still keep in contact with each other. Definitely creates a sense of inclusion and a sense of unity. Where, again, teamwork, and we all come together and we're all rooting for each other.
Project Unified is bringing all students together through activities, friendships, and inclusion. If interested in joining, please see Mrs. Webb or Mrs. English. Now, back to the news desk.
Thank you, Lily. I'll have to go check that out sometime.
Me too. Now let's move on to some local news.
In local news, Little Rock's assistant city manager will serve as acting city manager following the death over the weekend of Bruce Moore, who was the city's top administrator for more than 2 decades. Mayor Frank Scott announced Tuesday night that Emily Cox will move into the role until further notice. The Arkansas Democrat-Gazette reported Wednesday. Scott made the announcement after the city board met in executive session. Moore, who was 57, was Little Rock's longest-serving city manager. He was named assistant city manager in 1999 and became city manager in 2002, serving in that role under 3 mayors. A memorial service has been scheduled for Saturday morning in Little Rock.
In national news, Sir Ben Ainslie and Emirates Great Britain's earned their second straight Sail GB Regatta win on Sunday, and the United States finished third a day after flight controller Hans Hecken was knocked unconscious and hospitalized after a squad's 50-foot catamaran crashed hard off its foils in strong wind in Taranto, Italy. Ainslie prevailed over 3-time defending Sail GP champion Tom Slingsby on Team Australia and Jim Spithill on Team USA. The Americans subbed in Taylor Canfield for Hecken, who was expected to spend a second night in the hospital.
Charitable giving in the United States declined in 2022, only the 4th time in 4 decades that donations did not increase year over year. According to the Giving USA report released Tuesday, total giving fell 3.4% in 2022 to $499.3 billion, a drop of 10.5% when adjusted for inflation. The decline comes at a time when many nonprofits, especially ones providing services to those in need, report an increase in requests for help. However, Josh Burkoltz, chairman of the Giving USA Foundation, which publishes the report and provides data and insights about donation trends, said the results are actually much better than they could have been, considering the tough economic climate of late 2022.
I've seen some really cool cars in the parking lot recently.
Thatcher Swain has a story with one student that probably has the coolest. Thatcher?
Many Searcy High School students are passionate about their cars, but one of those students enjoys his car more than others.
You know, honestly, I've been into cars for as long as I can remember, but I'd say probably the main factor was watching the movie Cars when I was little. I mean, I love that movie. That's definitely what got me into cars. My first car was a 2000 Audi TT. We picked up for cheap. It was a stick shift and it was a ton of fun. It was a pretty rough car, but you know, it was a ton of fun while we had it. I have a Maserati Gran Turismo. It's a 2009. I think 2009 is the best year for if you wanted to buy a Maserati Gran Turismo because it is a special edition that comes with a special automated manual transmission like mine.
Carson has had his Maserati since June and has driven it almost 7,000 miles. Carson's favorite part of the car is the power.
You know, honestly, I didn't really choose it. I just kind of, earlier this year, started taking an interest in Maseratis, and then, you know, I found this awesome deal. Me and my dad, you know, looked at it, we really liked it, and, you know, everything worked out. I do my own oil changes and stuff. You know, things go wrong on it, and when they do, I try and fix them. So I'd say I work on it.
Carson has a 4.7-liter V8 engine that puts out around 440 horsepower. He takes every chance he can to drive this powerful machine.
My dream car is definitely a Lamborghini. If I had to choose one, probably a Lamborghini Murcielago. That's a V12 supercar. I mean, I love it. It's a sweet looking car, and I've only seen a few. So, least favorite part about my car is probably how hard it is to daily drive or, you know, just commute around. Stoplights and stop and go traffic is very hard to do with this transmission because there's a special technique needed to drive it, and it's hard to master. And if you don't do it right, you can damage things.
Carson drives his Maserati to school almost every day. He has also driven it to many places in the state like Valonia and Little Rock.
It's a pretty fast car, and I mean, honestly, I just love how it feels. It's just a fast car.
With how much Carson loves his car, you can definitely find him riding around Searcy sometime soon. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks for the scoop, Thatcher.
Let's steer this conversation elsewhere so it won't fall flat.
It's December, and you know what that means, Linus.
Yeah, it means I'm getting frostbite every morning for the next few months. Let's see our upcoming weather with Lily Lindsay.
Welcome back to your weather updates. I'm Lily Lindsay, and let's get right into it. Today we're going to be having a high of 64 with cloudy skies, your rain at a 19% chance, your winds are traveling at 12 miles per hour heading south, your humidity is at 77%, and your sun rose at 7:03 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight we're going to be having a low of 58 degrees with thunderstorms and rain at a 68% chance. Your winds are traveling south-southwest at 11 miles per hour. Your sunset is going to be at 4:54 p.m. and your humidity is at 92%. On to that almanac. Your average temperatures have been a high of 54, a low of 35. Your monthly average of precipitation has been 4.91 inches. Month today is 0.0 inches. And on to that 5cast. On Saturday, you're going to be having thunderstorms with a high of 64, a low of 33, and a 67% chance of rain. Sunday is going to be sunny skies with a high of 50, a low of 26, and a 1% chance of rain. On Monday, it's going to be sunny with a 53 as your high, 29 as your low, and a 4% chance of rain. On Tuesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 56, low of 35, and a 5% chance of rain. Wednesday will be partly cloudy skies with a high of 55, a low of 30, and a 5% chance of rain. I'm glad we're finally finding a happy medium with all this weather change.
I should bring my jacket.
Well, I'm starving, and speaking of which, what are we having for lunch today, Linus?
For lunch, we'll be having Mexican torta sub, classic cheese pizza, classic cheeseburger, chicken and ham crispito, ham and cheese sub, fresh red delicious apple, and milk.
Hey, Linus, what's been going on with Line of the Week?
We've been trying to get a slam dunk show with this week's basketball feature.
Happy Friday, Searcy, and welcome back to Line of the Week, where we talk to talented and skilled students here at SHS. Our special guest today is basketball player Jaden Duffy. So, Jaden, what made you want to join the basketball team?
I've been playing all my life. I just like to play the game. It's okay fun.
And how's it improved your teamwork skills?
It's helping us a lot better, starting to work as a team more.
So, how long have you played basketball?
Since I was in the first grade, I believe.
And then what year did you start here at the high school? Just when, as soon as you could?
Yeah.
Gotcha. What are some everyday struggles in basketball, like with your team or solo or practicing or anything like that?
Sometimes we're going to practice all dry, and then we have to pick it up later. We got some young guys that need to bring it up a little bit, but overall we're straight.
Gotcha. So overall, why would you say that you enjoy basketball?
Coach Aaron is a good coach. Coach Q, even though he just came, he's a good coach. And they like playing basketball.
Anything that you would say for people that want to join basketball in the future?
Just keep working.
Gotcha. Thanks, Jaden. I appreciate you coming by and getting the interview done. Now back to the news desk, and I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend.
I can't believe the season's going by so fast.
Speaking of basketball, I heard Jackson Har has updates on that and all other sports updates.
Happy Friday, Searcy High. We got quite a bit of sports updates to go over from this week, so let's jump right into it. In local sports, the 6A state championship for football took place last Saturday night, where we saw Little Rock Christian Academy take on the Greenwood Bulldogs at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. These two teams faced each other earlier in the regular season, where the Bulldogs won handily 56-39, with the state title being more of the same, with the Bulldogs winning it all 41-23 to complete the perfect season with a record of 13-0. Little Rock Christian Academy's and Auburn committed quarterback Walker White would throw 3 interceptions within the game, with one happening in the final minutes, sealing the win for Greenwood. Bulldogs quarterback Kane Archer won MVP, where he completed 22 out of 29 pass attempts for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns, while also rushing for 93 yards and making a touchdown. Congratulations to Greenwood on their state win, and we can't wait to see football season start back up next school year in August. The Searcy Lions boys and girls basketball teams have been competing in the Lion College. The girls on Monday smoked the Cedar Ridge Timberwolves with a final score of 62-29 to improve their record to 7-2, while the boys took on Cedar Ridge yesterday. The Searcy Lions esports team has a semifinals match in Mario Kart later today, where if they win against them, they'll compete for a regional title next week. We wish them the best of luck as they look to bring home the first ever regional title for esports. Moving on to national sports, in the MLB, the New York Yankees came to the winter meetings Sunday with a look of desperation. The Yankees reached a deal with the San Diego Padres to acquire all-star right fielder Juan Soto and Gold Glove winner Trent Grisham in exchange for right-hand pitchers Michael King, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, Drew Thorpe, and catcher Kyle Higashioka. It was an awfully steep price, but in the end, the Yankees simply decided they couldn't afford to be without Soto if they wanted to win their first World Series championship since 2009. In college football, the 4 teams playing in the 2023-24 playoffs are number 1 Michigan, number 2 Washington, number 3 Texas, and number 4 Alabama. Despite finishing their season undefeated at 13-0, Florida State University landed at number 5, the first team on the outside looking in. The CFP National Championship game will be played Monday, January 8th at 7:30 p.m. at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. The NFL season has shifted focus to the wild playoff races in each conference. In the AFC East, Miami has a commanding 3-game lead and the number 1 seed in the AFC. The Dolphins currently hold the conference record tiebreaker over the Ravens for the top spot in the AFC. Buffalo is number 11 seed in the AFC after serving their bye week, a game behind Indianapolis for the final playoff spot. The Broncos and Bengals have a head-to-head matchup over them. The Jets are the number 14 seed in the AFC as their playoff hopes continued to fade with Aaron Rodgers not playing since week 1. They are 3 games out of the final playoff spot in the AFC. Well, Cersei, that's all the sports updates I have for you this week. I hope everyone has a great Friday and an even better Saturday. Now let's send it back to the news desk with Jordan and Linus.
Thanks for those sports updates, Jackson.
I think we've reached our time limit for today, Cersei. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cersei High Lion TV.
And to follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Jordan Bowman.
And I'm Linus Bowman. See you next week, Cersei.